Hello my friends! Today I'll show you how to paint a multi-panel acrylic painting. Let's begin. First, I will divide my canvas into 5 panels. I'm doing this using a scotch tape. The reason is because this allows me to paint over it, and at the end, when I will peel it off, that will reveal the panels. Now that the taping is done, I'm going to move on to the background. For this, I'm going to use a gradient from a dark, rich brown to the lightest tone of cream, but still in the same brown family. In order to get a uniform blend, make sure that your brush strokes goes the full length of the canvas versus the short choppy strokes. Another important tip is to add water to your color. Not only that it helps to blend better, but it also gives you more time to work because acrylic dries very fast. Now that the background is done, I'm going to trace out my flowers and my branches. In order to achieve a better looking drawing, it helps if we use different thicknesses on the branches. And to do that, we put more pressure on the brush when we have thicker branch, and we put less pressure when we have thinner branches. And by alternating the two pressures, we can achieve a better looking branches. At this stage, I am establishing the placement of my flowers. When you do your painting, you can be spontaneous and place them where you want. One thing to keep in mind is to place them where you have some overlap into the adjacent panel. And with this in mind, I will complete the placement and I'm going to add few more branches. The next step is to fill the petals with white. In a little bit, I'm going to add color and details. But I'm doing this first because if I would paint directly on the background as is now, then the undertone will influence the overall look. And in order to prevent that, I'm going to cover the petals with white. Okay, I finished my big flowers. I'm going to color the little one and the leaves. But I think I'm going to add a few more leaves over here. And I'm going to go once more through the branches to add more brightness. For the next part, I'm going to add the color and the details. And for this, I'm going to use the same colors that I used in the background, which is black, white, yellow, and red. I'm going to start from the top part and I'm going to work my way down. As a general rule, first I apply the shadow with the darkest color, then I apply white in the areas where is the brightest part, and afterwards I will blend the two in order to get a soft transition. I'm going to use this method as my base for the coloring, and I will add more accents as I want to individualize the flowers. For the leaves, I am applying dark colors at the bottom and bright on the top. As I mentioned before, the acrylic paint dries very quick, especially when the temperature is high. A painting takes time to complete. Sometimes it takes hours, sometimes days, and sometimes even longer than that. Two things will change as we work on: the light and the climate. For me, as I am painting on, the temperature goes up by hour, and the color on the brush and on the canvas, it's drying faster. So, to avoid that, with every flower, I'm going to use more water. On this flower, I'm applying a very watery brown. This will be the base for my darkest colors. And then I will blend it all up with white. After it dries a little bit, then I'm adding more accents. Now I am painting the second palette, and as I'm moving on to the third one, the color is halfway dry. On the last petals, the color it's completely dry and there's not too much left there. That's why I have to increase my water, and I had to apply more dark accent for the last petal because it dried completely. The water accent, the white accent will create more definition. And on the last part, I'm going to blend everything with white. Now, I'm going to put white highlights on the top of each petal. And I am working on the leaves a little bit, putting a little bit of color to touch it up. But I'm using the same method on the edge, a little dark, and then I am blending all out with a white color. I will add a few white accents where is the leaf, and then I'm going to extend those accent area on the flowers. Especially I'm going to pay attention on the top part. Now I'm moving to the last flower, and I will apply the same technique as before. Here, if you noticed, I've changed a little bit the color. This is more yellow comparing to the other flowers. The reason why I did that is because I want a little bit of diversity. But if you, in your painting, if you like all your flowers to have the same colors, then it's totally fine. I'm blending, as usual, everything up. But I'm not gonna be very much into blending at this final part because I want to keep a little bit the spontaneous aspect. These flowers that I'm doing right now, they're not a specific kind of flowers. They're a general white flowers. I'm adding right now a few more branches that will complete the look. Few verticals and few more curly branches, like this. I'm going to finalize this stage of the painting by adding a technique that I like. I'm going to load my brush with a watery white, and using a couple different methods, I'm going to add splashes of white on my canvas. Now it's time to remove the scotch tape. Gently, I'm pulling it down. I'm holding my canvas with a finger, and there it is. Now I'm completing my entire look by adding horizontals and verticals in the middle of the white part. To do this, I'm using a ruler to make sure that the lines are as straight as possible. And the last horizontal line, I'm adding my final touch-ups with white, where I think it needs a little bit of work. And here it is. It's done. Thanks for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and visit my website at mgartgallery.co.